Today we are exploring some tricky words that even adults sometimes get wrong. So grab your pens and notebooks because by the end of this video, you will be spelling like a pro. Before we explore our list of commonly misspelt words, let us start with the basics of spelling. Spelling is like a puzzle, and each letter is a piece. When we put the pieces together correctly, we get a word that makes sense. Now, let us move on to some examples of commonly misspelt words. Starting with some simple words. First, we have there, and there. These three words sound the same, but they have different meanings and spellings. There shows possession, for example. Their book. Here is an example in a sentence. This is not my book, it is their book. That indicates a place like over there. Here is an example in a sentence. Look out, there is a big bus passing by. There is a contraction of they are. Here is an example in a sentence. They're excited to go on vacation to the beach. Their decision to invest in that company was a smart move. They're going to make a lot of money. Make sure you use the right one in your sentences. Moving on to your and your. Your shows possession, like your backpack. Your is a contraction of you are. So, when you're excited, use you're excited instead of you're excited. Let us look at this in a sentence. You're excited because of your new backpack. Now, let us talk about its and its. Its shows possession, like the cat cleaned its paws. On the other hand, its is a contraction of it is or it has. Remember, its has an apostrophe because it's short for something. Some people shorten it is or it has. For example, someone can say, it's raining instead of it is raining. Or if someone would like to say, the bus has left already, they would say, it's left already. It is always better to use it is or it has instead of its. Here is a tricky trio. To, and to. To is used for going somewhere. For example, I am going to the store. To is also used before a verb. For example, I am going to cook. Or, my mother is coming to make my hair. To means also. For example, I want to come too. Or, she loves ice cream and I do too. To also means excessively. For example, the tea is too hot to drink right now. Or, she was too tired to stay up late and watch the movie. To is the number 2, for example. I have 2 apples. Let us look at weather and weather. Weather is about the conditions outside, for example, what is the weather like today? Weather is used in questions and means if, for example, I do not know whether I should go. Now let us clarify the difference between stationery and stationery. Stationery refers to paper, books, envelopes, pens, pencils, and other school or office supplies. For example, I need to buy some stationery for my writing, or I'm going to buy new stationery for school. On the other hand, stationary means not moving or fixed in one place. For example, the car was stationary in the parking lot. Remember not to confuse these two words. Before we look at other examples of commonly misspelt words, I would like to give you a tip. I before E, except after C. This is one of the most common spelling rules in the English language. It is a helpful guideline for many words, but there are exceptions. Let us break it down. When you have a word with a letter combination IE or EI, you will typically follow this rule. If the letter before IE or EI is not C, you place I before E. For example, believe. Some people struggle with I before E except after C. Other examples are friend, chief, peace, field, and niece. If the letter before I, E, or EI is AC, then E comes before I. For example, receive. It is easy to mix up the I and E. Other examples are ceiling, receipt, and deceive. Please note that while the I before E except after C rule is a common guideline in English spelling, there are exceptions and some words do not follow it. For instance, weird, weird. The I before E rule does not apply here. Other examples are sees and neither. So, while the I before E, except after C rule is a handy guideline, keep in mind that English can be a bit tricky and not everything falls neatly into this pattern. It is always a good idea to double-check those tricky words in a dictionary or with a spell checker to ensure you get them right. We have other words that are commonly misspelt because of the double letters found in the words. For example, accommodate. Many people mix up the double C and double M in this word. Occasion. The double C and double S can be tricky. Embarrass. It's easy to double up on the R and S. Committee. The double RT and double E can trip people up. Necessary. People frequently forget one C or one S. Millennium. The double L and double N can be tricky. Here are other examples of commonly misspelt words. Our first commonly misspelled word is definitely. It means for sure or without a doubt. But watch out, many people accidentally spell it as definitely, conscious. Some people forget the C before the S. A lot. It is not a lot, but two words. A lot. Separate. People sometimes mix up the A and E. February. People often forget one R or pronounce it as February. Restaurant. The O can be confusing. Rhythm. Tricky because of its unique vowel arrangement. Pharaoh. The A and O arrangement is unique. Maneuver. Often misspelled as maneuver. Maintenance. Frequently misspelled as maintenance. Privilege. Sometimes written as privilege. Great job, everyone! You have learned some commonly misspelt words today. Remember that spelling is like a puzzle and practice makes perfect. Keep reading, writing, and practicing, and you will become a spelling master in no time. That is it for today's educational video on commonly misspelt words. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you have any questions or want more tips, leave them in the comments below. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more fun learning videos. Until next time, keep spelling correctly and have a fantastic day.